Hi, my name's Ingleby from Energized Performance, and this is Karen, one of my clients. Today we thought we'd show you how to tone your legs up, particularly your calf muscles, to wear heels for the Christmas season. I've had quite a few emails from ladies saying that they get lower back pain when they wear heels, particularly when they've got sort of party after party at Christmas time. So we thought we'd do something slightly different, bring along some heels and show you the difference, that when you're standing flat, your calf muscles don't work so hard as when you're wearing your heels, and also when you put your heels on, the angle of your pelvis can change if you're not really strong in this area. So that's what we thought we'd do. Bit of a funny twist on it. Karen brought some shoes along because it was a last minute thought of mine, but fortunately we both have big feet so we can wear the same pair of shoes. So we're going to turn around, and you can see as we're standing flat that the sort of calf definition around this area doesn't really show up. And now we're going to get into our heels. They're not mine, so
both need to lean on the wall.
lean on the wall. As you can see, we wear heels often. Okay, so now Alex, who's filming, has the job to zoom in to the calf area. Now we've just been trying to do this outside, so if the legs look a little bit wet or we look wet, that is why. Okay, so can you see around this area, around here, that the calf muscles are having to work a little bit harder? Is that coming out onto the camera?
Yep.
Yeah?
Yep.
Okay, so as we stand in them, can you feel that the angle of your pelvis changes as well? So a lot of people, if you're wearing high heels, you will tend to stick your bum out. So what you need to think about when you're wearing heels is you bring your pelvis underneath you and you really lift up through this area. And that will really help to avoid any lower back strain. Then you also want to strengthen the calf muscles and strengthen your bum muscles a little bit more. And that should help, when you wear heels, reduce sort of any discomfort in that area. The other thing, when you come in from a night out, perhaps the next morning, you want to stretch your calf muscles as well, because they will get very tight. And if you like to train too, to avoid injury, you want to make sure that area is nice and flexible. Okay. So there's two exercises that we're going to show. There's many that you can do, but the two key ones would be a calf raise and a gluteal bridge. Because if your bum muscles are working, then that's going to take the strain away from your calf area. So it's quite bizarre. As you said, it's like your children's fancy dress. We're in our gym kit with our heels, but that's okay. So we're going to take the heels off. Very rare that you see me in heels. So I'm going to take them off. We'll pop them to one side, and then we're just going to do a calf raise. You don't have to have shoes on to do this, because your trainers aren't what you'd be wearing, obviously, when you're wearing your heels. It's very different. So you just come up into a calf raise, and then back down. So if you just do a few for me, Karen. As you're doing it, we want to make sure that the balance is even on the ball of the foot. Karen's very good at this one, so as she goes up, keep it nice and balanced, and then as you go back down, you're keeping that balance. So you're trying not to roll out. As you do that, you're keeping your body nice and tall, and you're keeping your lower core pulled in nice and tight. So you do about 15 to 20 of those, 2 to 3 sets. To start with, you may feel that that's getting quite tight in the calf area, so then you could do about 8, and that would be fine. Could you feel that?
Yeah, it's amazing how quickly you can feel it in the calves.
Yeah. And do you think if you did that specifically for wearing heels, do you think that might help?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, because I can feel, if I've worn heels, I can feel it pretty much up to my knees.
Yeah.
So it definitely would.
Okay. Brilliant. And then the other one, do you ever get sort of an ache in the lower back if you've worn heels?
Yeah, I do. Particularly if I've stood for a long time in them rather than walking, just stood still.
Okay. Your bum muscles, so your buttocks, gluteus maximus, they're the biggest muscle group, muscle in isolation in your body. They're lazy because generally we sit on them. Not yours are lazy. Everyone's can get a bit lazy, so we want to wake them up. Simplest thing to do is buttock clenches, and people won't know if you're doing them. So you would do buttock clenches, then you want to see whether your right buttock is working as hard as your left buttock. Because often you'll find that women particularly will turn one foot out and twist through their hip. So one side might get tighter or be less effective. Okay. So every day you do 10 to 15 buttock clenches, and then you build up to doing right buttock, left buttock. I did this at a conference the other day, and you could see everyone trying to concentrate. Is my right buttock working? Left buttock? So you would do that every day. And then another exercise you could add in would be the gluteal bridge. Okay. So if we just lie down onto the floor. Okay, so from there, Karen's going to lift up and then back down. So the gluteal bridge, the simple one, is just to lift up and down and keep the control on the way down. So the focus is the glutes staying switched on the way down. Now, if you find that that's quite easy, then you would hold the bridge up, lift one leg up, and then you would pull back and forth from there. So that's going to mean that her left glute is having to work hard to stabilise her and prevent the hips from dropping or collapsing. So you should do about 5 on one side, and then switch, and then relax. You can rest. Do you feel that in your glutes?
Yeah, definitely.
And when you're going down, is it really important to like actually think about switching your glutes on to make it sort of more
because it would be easy
impacting?
to just come down without using them, but to keep them engaged and then come back up.
Yeah. Okay, so you would do 10 reps going up and down, and then if you felt strong enough, you would lift one leg up, do single leg 5 times on each side, and then 10 again, and you do 2 to 3 sets of those. Okay?
Yeah.
Jump up. That would help to stabilise your pelvis and to prevent any lower backache when you wear your heels. Then, if you can, after your good night out, you would stretch your calf muscles, but maybe you do that in the morning. So just a simple calf stretch. So if we come against the wall, and you're just taking one leg straight back. Because this muscle here, gastrocnemius intersoleus, and the Achilles tendon, all of this area gets very tight when you wear heels. So if you wear heels and then the next day you go for a run, that could, well, increase the risk of injury. So Karen now is stretching into this area. If she brought her foot in a little bit further, bent the knee, then she's going to transfer the stretch lower down. Both of these stretches are absolutely key if you're wearing heels and you want to do training, particularly run training. Okay, thanks Karen. So you would hold that stretch for about 30 seconds in the straight leg and then 30 seconds in the bent leg.
Okay.
And as you did that, do you think that would help if you'd worn heels before you go for a run?
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Excellent. So those are our couple of top tips for wearing heels in the festive season. Anything else you think people might like to know?
Not that I can think of now.
Okay, so think about your posture as well. So when you're in your heels, stand up through here, but make sure your bum isn't out underneath you. Okay, and if you need any more advice or you've got any questions, give us a call, 07720 845 849, or log on to the website energizeperformance.com, and have a great Christmas. Thank you.